Sing to the Lord a new song. Sing to the Lord all the earth. Psalms chapter 96, verse 1. Holy Spirit, take this reading away. I was driving um, more north today and up in the mountains. It's very windy, and but it's beautiful. The storm is moving over, so there is some overcast, but the sun shines through to where the sun is really nice and warm. But I was driving to this location, and I was listening to some really great blues that I finally found on the radio, and so it was an impromptu. Let's do a reading. Let's do a reading. Like the energy just got charged in this new location that I came into. The mountains. I'm surrounded by mountains, and so here we are. Welcome, Holy Spirit. Just take these cards, this message, guide me on through. And as I say, welcome everyone. I pray for you also. We have a Three of Cups. So we started off with singing and song and enjoying joy. And so we have the Three of Cups, and this talks about celebration. Here we are. Some are celebrating the Christmas, the Hanukkah, and there's a lot of celebration and joy and remembrance of that during a season that is the dark season where it hasn't been as much light, and they call it the seasonal blues, but I'm going to say that there's waves of conscious vibrations that go out that can change the mental atmosphere. And so this is the time of year, there's a time, there's something very serious coming on this reading now. It's a time of paying attention to the mind. The celebration of the mind is to a point to where there's been a series of meditations I feel that has gone through to where now at this level of consciousness and celebration, lifting up your cup, that's emotional, right? And being supercharged in this energy, I feel as if that there's a song coming forth, a new song. Five of Wands tried to flip out of the deck, and it flipped back in, though I feel as if perhaps that's where that hesitation is coming from. It's trying to give a visual to the understanding of what I'm receiving here, that there has been some hell, and it's been some hell reckoning within the self, of sobriety, of control, of understanding the mind and the emotions to the point to where I feel as if there has been some overcoming, there has been some endurance, there has been some understanding within the Five of Wands. This recognizes conflict. This recognizes that there has been instability. Everyone in this card comes together, five individuals with a wand each. And so each one of these are battling one another to where, one is right over another. And I like to always just give the advice to where everybody is right. Everybody is right. They believe that they're right. Let them be right within themselves, even when your right may be different than their right. There is a affirmity happening here. And so this conflict, though, each one can represent a tug and pull within the self. And so even if it's outside of yourself, there's a tug and pull within the self. We came with a unit of 3 in celebration. And I want to say celebratory is really the word that wants to come forth. And then we saw sobriety in the Five of Wands. And so this is reclaiming your song, I feel. We have a Two of Pentacles that bounced in, but we have ultimately the King of Cups came out. And so this is working within that heart realm, within the space of understanding how you want to gear the mind. Like, this is a time to where there's a gearing of the mind to go for this that feels good within, but it's what really truly feels good, not distractions, and not like perhaps it feels good to, like, if we could, stand your ground, and that's a lot of power and a lot of energy, that's a lot of fire, right? But within the King of Cups, this is like standing your crown while setting in your heart space, to where there's a settling, an understanding that you want to lock in, if we could say, to sing. You want to lock in to where there's a whole singing that's released from the body. I actually am I'm being referenced back to some thoughts that I had on the drive to here about, like, showcasing, and about well, the Holy Spirit started talking to me pretty much as soon as I got in my car today, and it was about, like, all of these different situations, things happening. I felt like I just justified that a little bit, so I kind of lost the rhythm, and so perhaps that is, like, just gearing us back in, going back into a rhythm. Like, if we are a record, where is our greatest groove, right? So let me just Holy Spirit, we have a 3 of Pentacles. So this is talking about really getting into your groove, that agreement. This is also another 3s coming forward. So we have the power of 3-3, and the power of 3-3 goes, I'm actually seeing spines. I'm seeing, like, a showcase of spines happening. And okay, here it comes back again. Thank you, Holy Spirit. The showcase unit of, like, I was thinking how about meat, and about, like, being fed and growth, and about how to stay within being nurtured within myself, like in a confinement of myself, and how, seeking out the expectations can land on pastors of ministers, and different people that perhaps showcase as a sermon, but they are not really feeding you. Like, perhaps you do hear the sermon, you hear and you enjoy the sermon, but there is just no feeding from that pastor. And I just want to say that's okay, because there's just, that aspect is to be sought in another way, but and perhaps showcasing that's between them and God, but there's, like, still searching and seeking for this need and desire to be nurtured. We have 3 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles being held by the King of Cups. And so, like, these are agreements of the heart space, and perhaps so, like, where are we seeing here? We're also seeing not, I was thinking to myself, like, how this is all coming together. And so perhaps there is some sort of relationship with some sort of teacher, but there's also relationships that's, like, different, like, there's relationships to feed on levels to where there is this unity. And I actually felt like relationship just straight through my heart, and the way that it kind of, like, struck through my heart was, like, straight, like it cut right through the bottom half of my heart. And so, like, this is trying to pick the heart space up, and that's what the King of Cups here is recognizing, is that picked up level of the heart space. A couple of other cards. Ooh, 3-3-3 with the 3 of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So there's, like, this burning up of the heart space absolutely is happening, to where this is really truly recognizing, like, this heart has been sliced and diced, and so there's like this recovery action that's happening. So perhaps that's where the nourishment is coming in, to where really nourish this like kingdom of the heart within the self, and also within a person. I feel like there is a person happening here, and I don't know how to identify that person, because they almost feel as if like this is like some sort of decision to where it really has no, it just seems to be like a natural flow to it. So there's some sort of identity, something happening there, because we have a 333, but we have two really brilliant threes with three cups, three of pentacles, but the three of swords is it's brilliant within its own way. Yes, I'm not going to take that away from it, but it has a lot of sorrow. It has a lot of like that fuck to it, you know. It has a lot of that like just relentless taking of the breath. And so, but with the Ace of Swords here, this is inspiration speaking in a way to where, you know, there's healing here. We came forth with a song. We came forth with singing a new song. And a new inspiration has come forth to confirm that. The Ace of Wands isn't just handed out to anybody. I mean, I actually also too feel like inspiration is always there. It's for the reaching. Like there's a reaching out for it, and when you reach out for it, it reaches in, but it's always reaching there. Like it's always there. And I feel like this has always been like a calling that's been like calling from the Holy Spirit, I feel. And I feel as if like the Holy Spirit, like this, there is this song, this praise, this message that is like high and lifted up, and that when you receive it and when you speak it, it sends you into that high and lifted up space. And when that happens, everybody sees the King of Cups. That's your portrayal. That's what you're portraying. And that's what we see. And it's a beautiful King of Cups. Actually, he's a little hidden. He actually fell into the floor. But he fell down here with this Three of Pentacles. So it's like within this area, this agreement. So these agreements, yes, I feel another person for some of you, but I'm also feeling like the person within yourself. Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. The Tower. So we had a Nine of Pentacles, which recognizes like wonder and awe and grace and luxury, like really being in your realm. But here's the Tower, and the Tower is showing like broken realms. You know, so there's a great decision laying here within the heart, 10 of Pentacles on the bottom, within the heart space to achieve into this 10 of Pentacles space. I actually listened to a reading from someone this morning, and it's not something I do too often, but I just got perked up on, like, I heard the 10 of Pentacles and how that 10 of Pentacles has been going through her readings on her channel for a while, and they have been on this one too. So it was meant for me to hear that message, to hear like the resonance of truth speaking beyond myself, beyond you. But you know, here's judgment. So this tower is going to fall. This tower is falling. This is a crumbling. It's like has a past, present, future tense to it, to where there's no going back to a crumbled tower. Like maybe you want to go back, get some sort of like you know, sense of nostalgia. And I actually said sense, like I totally messed up on that word, like there was a fresh scent, but now it has a stench. And so it's like, you know, perhaps that nostalgia, what is it going to do? Of what use does it have? Like, and I'm actually kind of reflecting on myself here, you know, like a nostalgia of a place, like what does that, is it closure? is there like you really have to see it after it's broken? And I'm literally seeing in my mind's eye like an actual 3D tower broken, such as like in the card. Like I feel as if I'm walking up onto that scene. And so, but there is like, ultimately you're walking away, and so a card is flipped over. We have justice that's here with judgment. Judgment just came. Like this is by divine truth, divine judgment. Like judgment's called. It is what it is type of thing. And then here's the justice, because I mean, can I explain justice any more than what is the actual truth? Like beyond the deceit, beyond the scarring of the heart space, like there is, actually there is a fire, a plasma fire, a white plasma fire that wants to like touch your heart and just like renew it. I feel we have a Four of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Page of Wands. So there's like this, I feel like this instability, this moment of instability, this moment of like loose ground that within the Two of Pentacles, Four of Wands together, like there's the Page of Wands here again is speaking of like those plasma sources, those fires. And of course, you have plasma in your veins. And within the heart space, within the power of love, the residence of love, the love that is inspired within your song, I'm going to feel led to say, to where there's a glow. And ironically, I'm seeing a glow like in a blue-white light, like this blue-white plasma purifying light. And there will, so can we see like a balanced ground? Show us with the cards, Holy Spirit, a full balanced ground. We have a Page of Cups. A full balanced Page of Cups is actually standing like on a golden platform. And it's got a wavy water in the back. So this is just stability. The stability is going to be found in the heart space. And from the heart space is the treasure. That's where your treasure lies. And that's so wild. It's connecting back in again to where here we are. If you have experience being hypnotized, if you have experience, if the stronger that you are within yourself, there is a resistance, a power of resistance that is beyond all understanding, that is available to the chosen, to the grafted in, to those that know and understand. And then there's also a seeking of that. I just saw that being sought for. And so there is like, I'll just say beyond understanding, just so I don't go into like the justification here, but you have the judgment and justice, right? And so there is healing power for the mind from within the heart. And this is a heart space that is already looking beyond and through the deceit. There is like this power of threes happening here. And threes happening like this, and I'm seeing the spine again. It can be very difficult. The Tower was here, so this is speaking of like dualities, mirrors, reflections, being deceived. The counterfeit is there. So there is like removing rose-colored glasses. There is like this song that wants to just fly. It wants to fly, and that song wants to fly in, through, and out of you. It wants to be high and lifted up. So I think that's a beautiful message. Let me just see if I can get you a couple of word oracles. I'm going to kind of blindly reach in. We have the word west, hell, don't give up, solid out arrow, con, renewal, yes, opportunity. The word black, and then we have a chakra. I am creative. Water, sacral. So that's dropping the heart down into that source of inspiration. And that's confirmation there. I do want to roll some numbers, probably perhaps more out of curiosity than anything. If I can get a couple. Okay, it feels like I can grab 2 dice. Let's see. We have a 5, 2. So we have a 7. We have a 2, 6, 8, 2, 3, 5, 3, 3, 6, 6, 5. I was kind of looking for a 3, 3 to go through there, but I think this was a really interesting, powerful message. And I'm glad that the Holy Spirit led me here to inspire you, to motivate you to sing. I can feel literally like the Holy Spirit gaining force, power, like not tapping in fully, completely, but like this space of just like it wants to sing this new song. Sing unto the Lord a new song. This Lord is also coming through as law, as rule. Law, and I want to just kind of like clarify, and there's been like something happening within my tongue to where like some words have been very difficult for me to say here. Like I hear them clearly, but when the tongue goes, the tongue is kind of like, there's almost like it wants to take the word, and instead of me saying the word that's coming. And so there's something happening there, and we did get the word oracle con. And so like we saw like the conflict of the counterfeit. And so this is really a reclaiming, like within your heart space, there is a reclaiming of the voice of truth. Literally, I feel some sort of like power in the tongue. There is a singular tongue coming forth here. And so you can take that as you will. That's quite provocative to say it that way, but you know, sometimes that's the way that it's said. And some of these really wild things can be just tamed down into a really clear truth that is like, I'm hearing beyond understanding again, but I feel as if like that's some sort of like, don't let that also stop you from going further, because even though it's beyond an understanding, there's a spiritual level of understanding, and your spirit is connected with you all the time, much like the gift of the Holy Spirit is available also. And so with that, I'm also being prompted to say that, you know, to be grateful for your spirit, to, regardless of where the spirit is within the spiritual realms, it's always yours, and it's always like for you, but it also is busy. So, you know, like tap into that sometimes and be like, yay, ho, ho, what's up, you know? I was listening in to see if there was anything else, but I feel like bidding you well and tell you to take care, subscribe, like, share, do all that good stuff. If you like how I read, the readings really kind of always different here, so they're quite intriguing. I'm led by the Holy Spirit, so they come and go whenever the Holy Spirit prompts me to come on here and give one. All right, take care now. Bye-bye.